Students, we are in our part 10 video. In part 9 video, we have seen important theorem, isn't it? What is the theorem? Pythagoras theorem. I hope you all understood that theorem, isn't it? Okay. Students, now in part 10 video, we are going to see the new exercise, which is exercise number 4.3. This exercise 4.3 is fully based on the Pythagoras theorem. Students, one more time we will recall what we have seen in Pythagoras theorem. What we have proved in Pythagoras theorem, students? We have proved in a right angle triangle. If we are taking the right angle triangle, suppose here 90 degree, then here A, here B, here C, means in a right angle triangle. What is the statement? The square of the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse side is what? Opposite to 90 degree. The longest side is what? Hypotenuse. The square of the hypotenuse side is equal to the sum of the square of the remaining two sides. Isn't it? So your square, the hypotenuse side is what? BC. So how we have to write now? I will write here. BC square is equal to hypotenuse side square. Hypotenuse is what? BC square equal to square of the remaining two side. Remaining two side is what? One is AC. So for that you write AC square. Plus another side is what? AB. You have to write AB square. This only we have proved in Pythagoras theorem. Isn't it? Okay, students. Now based on this only we are going to prove in exercise 4.3 all the problems. Now we'll see the first question in 4.3 exercise. A man goes 18 meter due east and then 24 meter due north. Find the distance of his current position from the starting point. Students, can you able to understand this question? I hope this is easy only this question. Can you able to understand this? Before going into that question, we have to know the directions, isn't it? We all know in top we are having north, in below that we are having south, this side is west and this side is east. Okay, first a man goes 18 meter due east, which means what? Here is this side only we are having east, isn't it? This direction. So he is going 18 meter due east. And then 24 meter due north. North is where? Here. So and then after he is going 24 meter due north. Find the distance of his current position from the starting point. Okay, where he has started? He has started here. Now where is he? Here. So they were asking from the starting point, what is the distance of his current position they were asking, which means we want to find this side. Clear all of you able to understand this question? From the distance of his current position. Now in current position where is standing? He is standing here. From the starting point means from here only he has started, no? So here to here this distance we want to find. Clear all of you? See the same diagram I have drawn there fair. This is your fair diagram. See, I have drawn here 24, here 24, here 18, here 18. So usually when you are standing in the ground, what is the angle of when you are standing in the ground? It is a 90 degree. When you are facing the ground means it is obviously it is in the 90 degree only. So here 90 degree. Okay, opposite to 90 degree, this side is what? We all know this is what? Hypotenuse. Hypotenuse side is the longest side when compared to the remaining two sides. Which is the longest side? Hypotenuse side is the longest side. Clear? Clear, students? Suppose you are already having in question 18, here 24. So you have to get more than this 24 value only you have to get for hypotenuse. Clear? Now we will see the solution of this problem. Now we have to find this AC distance. So only I have written D. Clear all of you? This side is what? AC side is what? Hypotenuse. Now we are framed in what triangle? Right angle triangle. In the hereafter, whenever you are seeing right angle triangle, immediately your mind has to think what theorem? Pythagoras theorem. So Pythagoras theorem, the statement is what? Hypotenuse square. Hypotenuse is AC square is equal to remaining sum of the square of the remaining two side. Remaining two side is what? AB square plus BC square. Clear all of you? Now we have taken AB equal to what? Distance in the east direction. BC is what? Distance in the north direction. Now AB value I have written, BC value I have written. We want to find AC, we don't know, so I have taken D. Now in triangle ABC, by Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse side square is equal to AC square equal to remaining sum of the square of the remaining two sides, which is what? AB square plus BC square. AB distance is what? 18 whole square plus BC distance is what? 24 whole square. So 18 square means what, student? 18 square is nothing but what? 18 into 18. Similarly 24 square is what? 24 into 24. See here, 18 into 18 is what? 324. 24 into 24 is what? 576. So I am writing that side I am having AC square. 18 square answer is 324 plus 24 square is 576. If I had 324 plus 576, what will I get? I am getting 900. So AC square is equal to 900 I have written. But I don't need this AC square, I don't need. I need only the AC distance. So this square, if goes this side, what will happen? It will become into square root. Clear? What is the square root of 900? We can say what is the square root of 9? 3. When 2 0 means in square root we have to take it as 1 0, so 1 0 you write. So now what is the answer? Square root of 900 is what? 30. So AC equal to how many meter? 30 meter. From starting point to his current position he has travelled 30 meter. Clear, students? Therefore, the distance between the current position from the starting point is 30 meter. Clear, all of you? Clear? Okay, students. Next, we will go for the second question. Friends, we are in now part 10 video. We are going to continue exercise 4.3. In that second problem, we are going to see. See the question. There are two paths that one can choose to go from Sarah house to James house. One way is to take C street and the other way requires to take A street and then B street. How much shorter is the direct path along C street? Using figure. This diagram they will give you in your question itself. Okay, I'll explain the question now. There are two paths that one can choose to go from Sarah house to James house. So what I am saying, students, so here James house is there in this diagram, here Sarah house is there. So to go from Sarah house to James house, we are having two paths. Okay, they are saying one way is to take C street. Okay, see here Sarah house is here. Okay, James house is here. So first way they are saying they can travel it through C street. Here C street is there, here A street is there, here B street is there. But first way is they are saying that through C street, which means they can travel through like this and they can reach through James house. And the other way requires to take A street and then B street. Another way is there to go for Sarah house. James can travel through first A street. A street is here, isn't it? They have given requires to take A street and then B street they are saying. So first James has to travel through A street. Here like this he has to go. Then and then B street. This side he has to go. Then by the time he can reach the Sarah house. Here, so two paths we are having. The first path is what? It can be passed through C street, and the second path is what? Through A and B street. Clear all of you the question? Okay, how much shorter is the direct path along C street? Now the direct path is what? C street. Okay, this street only directly you can travel. But if you go for this A street, you have to go, and then you have to turn and you have to go through B street. But they were asking how much shorter. Okay, when compared to this A and B street, how much shorter the C street we have to find. Clear, students, all of you? This is the diagram which is given in your book itself. Now we'll see the solution. The same diagram I have drawn using right angle triangle. Okay, see here A street is there. I also have written A street. Here B street, I have written B street. Here C street, I have written C street. Here this side is what? 1.5 miles. 1.5 miles. So the first street is, this side is what? They have given 1.5 miles. Then this side A street they have given 2 miles. Okay. First we are going through first path I am going to calculate now. Okay. I am calculating separately first path and second path. First path we are traveling through A and B street. A and B street means what? This is A street, we are traveling 2 miles, and then we are going to B street 1.5 miles. So which means what? We have to add AB plus BC, isn't it? So I have added AB plus BC. So AB side is what? 1.5. BC side is what? 2. So 1.5 plus 2 is 1.5 plus 2 is what? 3.5 miles. Okay. So when this A street and B street if we follows means we have to travel through 3.5 miles. Clear the first path? Now we go for the second path. Through C street, only the same straight line we are traveling. That street means I am taking this right angle triangle. See, I have drawn a 90 degree, and opposite to 90 degree this side is what? AC side is what? Hypotenuse side, which is the longest side. So through C street now we are traveling in the second path. I have taken the triangle ABC by Pythagoras theorem. So Pythagoras theorem is what? Hypotenuse side square is equal to sum of the square of the remaining two sides. So we can write AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. How I have written this? According to Pythagoras theorem. Now AB value we all know. What is AB value? They have given 1.5. So I have written here 1.5 the whole square plus what is BC value? This value to the whole square. 1.5 whole square means what, students? 1.5 the whole square means what? 1.5 into 1.5, isn't it? So here 1.5 into 1.5 answer is what? 2.25. Clear? Plus 2 square is what? 4. How will you add 2.25 plus 4? How will you add 2.25 plus 4? How will you add here 4 here and 4 alone is having means I'll write first 2.25. Okay, plus 4 means you have to write 4. Here no number means keep dot and put 0. Then add. What you are getting? 5, 2 dot 6. So we are getting 6.25. You see, I have done here the addition. So what answer we are getting now? AC square is equal to 6.25 we are getting now. Okay, but we don't need that square. So what we have to do? So we don't want the square. So the square if goes this side we will get 6.25. Okay, now next we are taking the square root of 6.25. I think you all know how to take square root, isn't it? Will you know? Okay, if you don't know, I'll do and show you now. See here 6.25 is there. Okay, in doing square root you have to group from last two numbers. Here I am grouping, here only one number is there. What number you are writing here, the same number you have to write here also. Clear? So if I write here 1, 1. 1 ones are 1. It is very small. So then we will go for 2, 2. 2 twos are 4. But still less, then we will go for 3, 3. If you put 3, 3, 3 threes are 9. It is exceeding. So what we have to put here? Here and the new here we have to put 2. 2 twos are 4. You have to write here. Then next step you have to subtract. 6 minus 4 is 2. Then here decimal is there. So keep the decimal here also. Clear? I am keeping 2 point. Clear? In square root you have to bring down two numbers. So I am bringing the full 25 here. 2 5 I am bringing here. Clear? In the square root, after the next step, you have to multiply each step here, this number with 2. So, already in here we are having 2. This if you multiply again with 2, what we will get? 4 I am writing here. Clear? Okay, here after you forgot about this 2 and this 2. Now, after decimal, if I write here 1, then same number I have to write 1. So, 1 into 41 is what? 41. It is very small. Then I am going for 2. 2. Here also 2. 2 into 42 is what? 84. That is also very small. So I am trying with 3, 4 and 3 and 4. It is not coming. So I am trying now with 5. So 5. See, I am writing here 5. 5. 5 here also I am 5. 5 into 45 is what? 225. Now we have got 0. Remainder is 0. So our answer what we are getting? 2.5. So square root of 6.25 answer is what? 2.5 miles. Clear students all of you? So in first part we are getting 3.5 miles. In the second part we are getting 2.5 miles. Okay, they were asking in the question is what? How much shorter? If we use only C street, how much shorter they were asking, which means we have to subtract this value and this value, so that only we can know how much mile it is greater. Okay, so the 3.5 minus 2.5, 3.5 minus 2.5 is what? 1.0. 1.0 is nothing but 1 miles. Therefore, if you go with A street and B street, 1 mile will be more for you to travel to Sara house. Clear? If you going to this and this means you will face 1 mile extra. But if you are going only through C street means that 1 mile will be shorter for you. So only last line, therefore 1 mile is shorter along C street. You have to write and finish it off. Clear students all of you? Students all of you clear about the second question? This is very simple question. We are traveling in two paths. First part is what? We are traveling through A street and B street. The second part we are traveling only through C street. We have to find how much mile it is extra. When we are traveling through A street and B street, how much mile extra we are finding. Clear? Okay, next we are going to see the third question. Students, in part 10 video, we are going to continue the same exercise 4.3. In that third problem, we are going to see. This third problem is also as like the second problem. Okay, I am going to explain the question now. To get from a point A to B, you must avoid walking through a pond. What they were saying in the first line is, what you think of that? One man is standing here. Okay, you want to go through B. Okay, he is having two options to way. The first way is he can go through A to C and he can go to C to B. And the second option is he can directly pass through the pond. Okay, but they were saying you must avoid walking through a pond. Okay, they were saying you must avoid. We want to avoid, they were saying. You must walk 34 meters south. South in what direction? We are having this direction. So he is standing here, he is coming through south 34 meter and 41 meter east. East in what direction? This direction east.
So after coming here, he is going this 41 meter east. To the nearest meter, how many meter would be saved if it is where possible to make a way through the pond? Okay, what is that first path is? First path is what? AC plus CB you can reach B. What is the another path? Direct path AB. He is having two paths. Okay, they were saying, but we all know this is the nearest path and we can reach it easily. But if we go this side, how much time it is extra for him we want to find. Clear, students? Okay, this is the pond. Okay, pond you all know. Okay, now I have drawn this triangle in Pythagoras theorem. See here 34 meter, here 41 meter I have drawn. Okay, first part I have written through south and east direction. That only they have given. You must walk 34 meters south and 41 meter east they have given. So first path I am taking through south and east direction. So which means what? AC plus CB. So that he can from A, this man is standing here. He is coming 34 meter to C, then he is coming 41 meter to B. So only I have written AC plus CB equal to 34 plus 41. So equal to 75 meter. Okay, if he is going in path 1, he has to walk how many meter? 75 meter. Clear? Now we are going for the second path. Through the pond. Through the pond means here we are having pond, isn't it? So in this pond, if he is walking, how much meter he has to walk, we will see now. Through the pond. So I have drawn here triangle ABC. In triangle ABC, here C is what? 90 degree, isn't it? So by Pythagoras theorem, how can we write now? Which is the hypotenuse side we are having? Hypotenuse side is the longest. This AB is our hypotenuse because here 90 degree opposite to 90, that side is what? Hypotenuse, and this is the longest side also. Okay, so now hypotenuse side, what does the Pythagoras theorem statement says? Hypotenuse side square. So AB square equal to, next, sum of the square of the remaining two side. So remaining two side is what? One is AC square, another one is what? CB square. Clear all of you? So AC is what they have given? 34 square. What is CB they have given? 41. So I have written 41 square. We all know 34 square means what? 34 into 34. So 34 into 34 is 1156 plus. Similarly, 41 into 41 is 1681. Clear? Now, if we add both the value, we are getting AB square equal to 2837, which means 2837 we are getting. But we don't want the square. So, we are taking the square to this side, means we are getting as square root. So, we want to find what is the value of 2837. Students, you see below. I hope you all able to see this. This is your rough work. Okay, you draw here and you do this rough work. Okay, since I don't have space here, I have done in the below. Okay, 2837. Okay, how we have to take the square root is, I have told you in square root you have to group two numbers, isn't it? I have grouped 37 one number, 28 one number. So what number I am writing here, the same number I have to write here. Isn't it? If I write 1 here also I have to write 1. If I write 2 here also I have to write 2. So 28 is what is the square number nearer to that 5. Because 5 5s are what? 25 we are having. Okay, next step, we are subtracting 8 minus 5 is 3. Then we have in square root we have to bring two number, 337. Here what I told in the numerator number, first we are having only 5. That 5 you have to multiply with 2. 5 2s are what? 10. Right here 10. Okay, then forgot about this first 5 and here first 5. Then if you are writing 1 here, then here also you have to write 1. But I have written 3, then I have written the same 3. So 3 into 103 is 309. Clear? Then afterwards I have subtracted, I have got now 28. Then here then 28 only I have got now. Then afterwards no number here I am having. So I am itself keeping dot and I am writing 20. Okay, in square root usually we have to bring down only two numbers. So I have written 20 and I have brought down the 20 number now. Now only we are having 53. That 53 you have to multiply with 2. What we will get? 53 into 2 is what? 106. Isn't it? That only I have written here 106. Then since I have kept a decimal, here also I have kept decimal. Okay. Now what? After decimal, what number I am writing? The same number here also I have to write. So 1 if I write 1601 is very small when compared to 2800. So I have written here 2. So 2 into 1062 is 2124. So remaining is what? 676. It is enough. Okay, after decimal if we got one number it is enough, but still it is going, but we don't want that. We have found that 53.2 is the square root of 2837. Clear, students, all of you? Now if the man goes through the first path means he has to travel 75 meter. If he is going to the second path means he has to travel 53.2 meter. Okay, so how much meter he is saving if he travels through first path? We want to find. So how will you find that? We want to subtract there. We want to find the difference. Okay, difference is not 75 meter minus 53.2 meter. If you subtract, how many meter we are getting? 21.8 meter. Here the distance saved through the pond is 21.8 meter. Clear, students? Clear? That's all. The problem is over. What they were finally we are concluding. If the man goes through the pond means he can save how much meter? 21.8 meter. If he is going the AC to CB means he has to travel 21.8 meter extra when compared to this path. Here all of you? Are you able to understand this problem? This problem is as like the second problem. In second problem also they have given two paths. We have found the first path and then we have found the second path. Isn't it? Okay, students. I hope you understood. Next we will see the fourth question.
Students, we are in part 10 video. In that we are going to see 4.3. We are going to continue the fourth question. In the rectangle WXYZ, xy plus yz equal to 17 cm and xz plus yw equal to 26 cm, calculate the length and breadth of the rectangle. Clear, students? In this question, they have given you diagram. The diagram is about rectangle shape. Okay, they will say in the rectangle WXYZ, which means WXYZ. They are saying XY means which side? This side. XY plus YZ is equal to 17 centimeter. Students, we all know this side XW is what is the XW side is? Length. Similarly, what is WZ? This side is what? Breadth. We are learned from the lower class. Okay, this side we will say it as a length and this side we will say it as a breadth. So we all know the properties of the rectangle is what? The first property is opposite sides are equal. Then the second property is what? Diagonals are equal. We have learned in the lower class, isn't it? And what is the angle? What is the angle of four sides in rectangle? It will be 90 degree. These are the three properties we have learned from the lower class, isn't it? What is the first property? Opposite sides are equal, diagonals are equal, their angles are what? 90 degree in the rectangle. All the four corners, what angle we will have? We will have 90 degree. Clear? Now, what we are saying in the rectangle WXYZ, XY plus YZ equal to 17 centimeter, which means XY is which side? This is breadth. So, breadth side we have given breadth, YZ is what side? Length.
Okay, so breadth plus length, if we had, what we are getting, 17 centimeter, they were same. And xz plus yw equal to 26 centimeter, which means what? Xz means what? From year to year. Xz means from year to year plus yw from year to year, which means in solution I have drawn the diagram like that. See, from x to z I have drawn one line, from y to w. This line is called what, student? This line is called the diagonal, isn't it? So the diagonals are equal in the rectangle, I said, isn't it? So if this side is 6 centimeter and this side will also be 6 centimeter. So I have taken this side d means, then this side will also be d only. Okay, for diagonal I am representing d. Okay, when what they are asking us to find, calculate the length and breadth of the rectangle. We want to find what is the exact centimeter of length and what is the exact centimeter of the breadth we want to find. Clear, all of you? Shall we start now the solution? Okay, now we are going to start the solution. See, I have drawn the same rectangle, in that I have drawn with the diagonals. This side I have represented with the L. L means length. This side I have represented with the breadth. B. B means width. Here L means this side will also be L. Length. If here B means here also B. Breadth. This side, this line is diagonal. This line is diagonal. So I have represented both with D. Clear what they have given in the question? XY plus YZ equal to 17 centimeter. They have given. Isn't it? XY value is what? XY value is D plus YZ value is what? YZ means from year to year. L is equal to 17 centimeter. Okay, next step what we am doing is, I am keeping this length as such, this side itself. I am taking this breadth to that side. What will happen? 17, this breadth is in positive. If it goes after equal to, it will become negative. So L is equal to 17 minus D. Mark that as equation 1. Next, what condition they have given? Xz plus yw equal to 26 centimeter they have given. I am writing here. Xz plus yw equal to 26 centimeter. We all know, since the diagonals are equal, if xz I have taken d means, then yz is also what? D. So only I have written here d plus d equal to 26. So t plus d means what? 2d equal to 26. D equal to 26 divided by 2. If you divide, what we are getting? 13 centimeter. Here we have found the diagonal value. What is the diagonal now? 13 centimeter. If this side is 13 centimeter, then this side will also be 13 centimeter. Clear? So only I have written the diagonals are equal. Now in your question, they are not asking us to find the diagonal. They are asking us to find the length and breadth only. Okay, for that I am taking separately from this rectangle, this portion, this triangle alone I am taking. What is the triangle? YXW. Clear? YXW. That triangle I have drawn separately. See, from this rectangle I have taken only this portion and I have drawn here. I have told you the four corner of the rectangle is what? 90 degree. So in this X, what angle will be? 90 degree. So one day I have drawn here 90 degree. If 90 degree comes in a triangle, then that triangle is what? Right angle triangle. I have told you before itself, if I say right angle triangle, then immediately you have to think about what? Pythagoras theorem. Yes, very good. Pythagoras theorem. So we are going to apply here Pythagoras theorem. I am taking in triangle WXY. I am taking. We all know what is the statement of this Pythagoras theorem says. In Pythagoras theorem, what they are saying? They were saying hypotenuse side square. Hypotenuse side means, I have told you, the angle 90 degree opposite side is what? Hypotenuse side, and that is the longest side. I have told you, isn't it? When compared to this two, this is the longest side and it is also the opposite to 90 degree. So this is our hypotenuse side. So according to our Pythagoras theorem statement, hypotenuse side square. What is that? Wy square. See, I have written Wy square equal to sum of the square of the remaining two sides. Okay, sum means add, square means we have to square, remaining two side means remaining two side is what? Wx square plus xy square equal to hypotenuse square, wy square. This you can write that side also. Okay, now wx is what? Wx we have given as length L. So L square plus xy is what? Xy this side is what? In rectangle breadth. So I have written b square equal to wy. The diagonal what we have find now? 13 square. The next step, we have now got L square plus B square equal to 13 square. But we have found before itself the L value. What is that L value? 17 minus B. So I am substituting substitute L equal to 17 minus B. In where we are substituting? In this one we are substituting. Okay, from 1 we are taking L is equal to 17 minus B and we are substituting in here. Okay, now instead of this L place I am writing 17 minus B the whole square. Can you able to understand? In the place of L I am writing 17 minus B the whole square. Then plus B square I am writing as such equal to 13 the whole square. Students, this part 17 minus B the whole square alone you look at. What it looks like? It looks like what formula? A minus B the whole square formula, isn't it? What is that? A square minus 2ab plus b square. From 8th standard, from 7th standard onwards, we have learned this formula, isn't it? A minus b the whole square is equal to what? A square minus 2ab plus b square. Clear? In the place of A, what I am having now here? 17. So, I have written A equal to 17. Then, in the place of B, what I am having now? The same B. So, B equal to B I have written. This part alone, we are going to expand in this formula. Remaining plus B square and 13 square, I am writing as such. Clear, students? Now, this part I am going to explain in this formula. Now this A minus B the whole square, it looks like 17 minus B the whole square. Now I am going to expand this part alone. A square means what I have to write now? 17 square. See, I have written 17 square. Minus 2AB, which means what? 2 into A value is 17. 2 into 17 into B value is B itself. Which means what? Minus 2 into 17 into B. See, I have written minus 2 into 17 into B. Clear? Then at last we have given plus b square. B is whatever, the same b only we are having. So I have written here plus b square. Clear? Now we have expanded this 17 minus b the whole square up to this plus b square. Then afterwards what we are having? Plus b square. See, I have written after this plus b square I have written equal to 13 square means what? 13 into 13. 13 into 13, answer is what? 169 I have written here. Clear? Now 17 square answer is what? 289 minus 17 into 2 is what? 34b plus b square into b square plus b square is what? 2b square. We all know, isn't it? Here d plus d is what? 2d. Like that same only. B square plus b square means what? Here nothing before number is there means you have to consider here 1. Here also 1. So b square plus b square is 2b square equal to 169. I am writing the first x square term, then one b term, then a constant term I am writing. So I am writing here before 2b square I am having plus. So I have written here 2b square minus 34b plus here 289. This 169 comes inside means you will get minus 169 equal to 0. The next step 22b square minus 34b plus, if you subtract both this plus and minus means you have to subtract. After subtracting you have to see the greater number sign. Your greater number is what? 289. For that what sign we are having? Plus. So I am writing plus 120 equal to 0. Now you see each term, it is also divisible by 2, it is also divisible by 2, it is also divisible by 2. Why we are dividing by 2 means to make it into smaller values, we are divisible by 2. Suppose if you are doing with this itself factorize means you will get, but you will get big number, that time you have to think more. So that we are reducing the term. So I am dividing by 2 on each term. Each term means what? 2b square divided by 2, 34b divided by 2, 120 divided by 2. If I divide, what will I get? 2b square divided by 2 means 2 will get cancelled, only I will get b square. 34 divided by 2 means I will get 17b. 120 divided by 2 means I will get 60 equal to 0. Now you see one b square term, one b term, one constant. So if this is what form we are having now? Quadratic equation form. You have learned in the lower class, isn't it? Quadratic equation means one square term, one x term, one constant will be there, isn't it? So now we have to do factorize. I hope you all know the factorize, isn't it? Students, after explaining this problem, I will separately and I will do and show you another two problem factorize so that you will be very clear about the factorize. I will explain here. Now, here what is before number 1? So, 1 into the last number you have to multiply. Here 1 into 60 is 60. This 60 you have to write in the top. Then the middle number you have to write the below. Clear? Whatever the number comes here, if suppose here 2 means you have to multiply 2 into 60 you have to write here, then this number you have to write. Since we don't have any number, I am multiplying this 1 with 60, so I am getting 60 minus 17. Now you have to write here two numbers. Clear? The two number if you multiply, you have to get this top part. If the two number, if you add or subtract, you have to get the down part. Here you have to multiply means this top part you have to get. You have to add or else you can subtract. You have to get this below part. Clear all of you? Now if you see in 60, what are the possibilities of 60? You have to think first. Okay, in 60 it will come 10 6 are 60. So 10 6 are what? 60. But whether if I write 10 and 60, whether I will get add 10 plus 6, will I get 17? No. So according to that you have to put the values. See here I have written here 12 5, which means minus 12 into minus 5 is what? Minus minus will become plus. 12 5s are 60. Clear? Now here also minus, here also minus. So I have to add. So 12 plus 5 is 17. After adding I have to see the greater number sign. Greater number is minus 17. So this minus 12 minus 5 is getting satisfied. So we can, if before number 1 we are having means, before square term if we are having 1 means, we can directly write this answer. So I am writing what alphabet we are using? B. So I am writing B. What first answer? Minus 12. So B minus 12. Then B. What is the second answer? B minus 5 equal to 0. Then I am equating B minus 12 equal to 0. B minus 5 equal to 0. Clear? B is equal to, this 12 if come this side, positive 12. If this 5 comes this side, positive 5. Okay, I am writing B equal to 12 is not possible. Why I am writing is usually. Okay, wait, I'll explain that why I am not right. Why we are not taking 12, I'll explain later. Now keep that aside. Now we'll see B equal to 5. Now we are substituting, we are taking only, we have got two values, students. From that two values, we are taking only the one value, which is B equal to 5. Clear? We have got two values for breadth. First breadth is 12, second breadth is 5. But we are neglecting this 12 value and we are taking this breadth equal to 5. Now I am substituting this breadth equal to 5 in equation 1. Where we have written equation 1, see here. L is equal to 17 minus B is our equation 1. 17 minus breadth, what we are not taking this, we are taking this only, no. So instead of breadth we have found that 5. So I am substituting here 5. 17 minus 5 equal to 12 centimeter. Clear? Usually, if you see in the rectangle, the length side will be the longest side, isn't it? When compared to breadth, this baseline will be the longest. So, if I substitute only the breadth value 5, I will get the length as the longest. Length equal to 5, breadth equal to, so length is equal to 12, breadth is equal to 5. Clear? Suppose if I am taking this breadth is equal to 12 means that time I will get length 5. Can you able to understand? Usually we will take length only big. So this is not possible. I am taking only b is equal to 5. Can you able to understand why I am not taking breadth is equal to 12? Because if I take breadth is equal to 12, that time I will get length is equal to 5. This length here, this value will go up and this value will come down, which means length will be small, breadth will be large. That is not possible. So we are taking breadth small value and we are getting length bigger value. So this we have found the value of length and breadth of the rectangle. This is length L equal to 12 centimeter, breadth B is equal to 5 centimeter. Clear all of you? Here can you able to understand this fourth question? This is very simple only, but you have to be careful in the calculation part alone. If you are trying for 2 to 3 times, you will be very familiar to this. Next, before going into fifth problem, we will see 2 factorized problems so that you will be very clear about that factorized problem. I will explain you 2 factorized problem. Students, I am going to explain the factorized concept. Okay, this is not your exercise part. First, for your understanding, I am teaching this 2 problem. Okay, don't need to copy this 2 problem in your classwork, and this is not also your exercise part. For your understanding only, I am teaching this 2 problem. Now I will explain the first question. 1x square plus 17x plus 60 we are having. See, we are having x square term, one x term, one constant term. First, what we have to do is, first number 1 into 60, here before x square what we are having, you have to consider, suppose here no number means you have to consider as 1. So 1 into 60 is 60. In the down you have to get 17. Students, after writing this, immediately see everything is in positive. So you no need to think about subtraction alone. You think about only addition and multiplication. So you have written 60 here, you have written 17 here. Afterwards, you have to write here 2 number. When you are writing the 2 number, if you multiply the 2 number, you have to get here, and if you add and subtract, you have to get this number. That is the factorized method. But since we have every term is positive, we no need to go for the subtraction part alone. We no need to go for subtraction itself. We have to see only the addition. Now, these are the possibilities of 60 we are having. Okay, what are the possibilities of 60 we are having now? 3 into 20, 4 into 15, 10 into 6, 12 into 5, 2 into 30. These are the possibilities of 60 we are having. We will check now. 3 into 20 we are getting 60. Whether 3 plus 20 whether you will get 17? No. So which means what? You have to leave that part. So which means what? This will not come. Next, 4 into 15 is 60. But 4 plus 15 will come 17? No. This is also not possible. 10 into 6 is 60. But 10 plus 6 will come 17? No. This is also not possible. 12 into 5 is 16. But 12 plus 5 will come 17? Yes. So the only possible way is this only, 12 into 15. Clear all of you? Then last one is 2 into 30, 60. But if you add 2 plus 30, whether we will get 70? No. So the only possibility is 12 into 5 is 60. By the same time, if we add this 2 number, we are getting this. So how can we write the answer now? Directly we can write the answer from here. How I will show you. Now you see how you have to write the answer is what alphabet we are using here? X. So write here X. What answer we are getting? Plus 2. So write plus 2. Again X only we are using X. What answer we are getting? Plus 5. So this is our answer. Here now we will see the next example. 1 into minus 20 is minus 20. Then this middle term you have to write down. What are the possibilities of 20? First you have to think. 4 5s are 20, 10 2s are 20. But if you see here in the numerator part also we are having minus, in top part also you are having minus, in down part also you are having minus. So usually in down part if you are getting minus, then what number you are writing here, that for if you are writing 10, I am writing here 2. If what you have to do is among these two number, which is the bigger number? 10. So you have to put minus for that bigger number. Whenever you are getting in the down part minus, immediately among these two number, which is the bigger number, immediately you have to put minus. Okay, then only you can see the remaining parts. First, I am having here minus, so you have to think in your mind that whether I am writing two number means in the two number, the greater number should I have to put minus, you have to think. Clear? Now 4 into 5 is 20. Whether 4 plus 5 will get 8? No. Whether 4 minus 5 will I get 8? No. What 10 plus 2, 10 into 2 is 20. 10 plus 2 will I get 8? No. Then you have to think 10 minus 2 you will get 8? Yes. So in this question we have applicable for addition. This here we are doing for subtraction. Now what I told, I have written here 10 and 2. If down part, if you are having minus, immediately among these two number, which number is bigger, for that you have to put minus, I have told. So I have written here minus. Now you multiply and see. Minus 10 into 2 is minus 20. Minus plus is what? Minus. So we have to do subtract. 10 minus 2 is 8. Greater number is minus, so minus. So this is our factorize. This for this problem, how will you write the answer now? What alphabet we are using? X. Our answer is what? X I have written here minus 10. Here X I have written plus 2. This is our answer. I hope you have understood this factorize. I hope you all know this, but for your little bit understanding I am explaining. Okay students, next. In part 10 video, we have completed in exercise 4.3 our first problem, second problem, third problem and fourth problem we have completed. Isn't it? Next, you are going to get your assignment part in part 10. Students, this is your part 10 assignment. In that part 10 video, you are going to get only one problem as an assignment. Now I am going to explain this first problem, one problem. What length of ladder is needed to reach a height of 7 feet long, the wall when the base of the ladder is 4 feet from the wall? Round off your answer to the next 10th place. What are you saying students? What length of ladder is needed to reach a height of 7 feet long? The wall when the base of the ladder is 4 feet from the wall. They were saying the wall, this is the wall. I have written wall 7 feet. From this wall 4 feet after they are making to stand one ladder. They were asking how much length the ladder should be to reach the wall top. That is the question. We want to find the length of the ladder we want to find. See, they have given ground from building to the ground, the ladder is 4 feet away. Similarly, the wall feet is 7 feet. We want to find the length of the ladder. So, now what you have to do now? See, the ground and wall means immediately 90 degree will come. When the ground, if man is standing or building is standing, that angle is what? 90 degree. So this is what? Right angle triangle. Then we have to apply Pythagoras theorem. So what you have to write? I have given just int, but you have to write the problem in full form. You have to write a statement. The length of the wall is 7 feet. The length of the ground is 4 feet. By Pythagoras theorem in triangle ABC. You have to write all those things. Then only you have to start the problem. Very important is you have to draw the diagram. Clear? Now according to this Pythagoras theorem, how we will write hypotenuse side square AB square equal to sum of the square of the remaining two side. So first side is what? AC square, and the second side is BC square. Now we know the AC side length, isn't it 7 feet? Your BC side is 4 feet. Apply this. Your AB is x square. You keep and just finding. Then the last line given us saying round off your answer to the next 10th place. Suppose I am giving one example. I don't know whether you will get 83 for this question. I don't know. Suppose if you are getting the answer is square root of 83. In case I am telling you, I don't know whether you will get 83, not sure. You may get some other answer also. For your example, I am telling you. Square root of 83. What is the square root of 83 means? Now, which two number if you multiply will come nearer to this number? A 9 nines are 81. 81 is near to this 83, isn't it? So, which means our answer will be what? 9 point something it will come. So, we have to write as 9.1. So, in between you should not put equal to, you have to put approximately symbol. Approximately symbol, how you have to do is 1 like this line, and below this line you have to write. Clear all of you? Like this you have to write. Clear? Suppose if you are getting the number 50. So, to this nearest number, how will you write? The next, which two number if you multiply, you will get near to the 7 sevens are 49. Then obviously what you will get 7 point something, this is your square root of 50. Isn't it? According to that, suppose if you are getting the answer as 65. Now 65 if you are getting, which two number if you multiply 65, 8 8s are 64 we will get, isn't it? So which means 8 point something is your answer. Clear students? According to that you have to do. I hope you all understood this assignment. In part 10 video you are going to do only one problem assignment. So do the problem with good presentation. We will see you in the part 11 video. In remaining part of the exercise 4.3, we will continue all the problem. Thank you students.